right, this starts our first lesson in our first unit, which is exponents. We're going to be learning about the product rule of exponents. Product is the answer specifically to a multiplication problem. When you're multiplying exponents, you need to know that you're going to add the powers, and I'll explain that a little more here in just a minute. Okay, so let's look at number one. We're just trying to simplify this expression. X is a number. We don't know what it is, but it's taken to the 6th power. What that means is this X number is multiplied by itself 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then another times that same number to the 5th power. So times itself 5 times. So without counting them out, I bet you could figure out how many x's are getting multiplied together. Well, it would be 11. That's at 6. It would be 11 because really what I'm doing is I'm adding the powers of 6 and 5. So when I'm multiplying exponents, you're really adding the powers because exponents are repeated multiplication. So number 2, which I should have started with that one first, a lot simpler. Say I have times a t. Well, that still has a power, and it's to the power of 1. So this is like a t squared, which is t times another t. So that would be t to the 3rd power. And our rule holds true because 2 plus 1 would be 3. So I like to put boxes around my answers like that. All right, number 3 is the same thing. We're just adding in what's called a coefficient, which are these numbers 9 and 3 that are in front. We have parentheses touching, which means there's really multiplication between them. So let's take it out. Let's say this is 9c squared times 3c to the 5th power. Okay, and what that's saying is I can take 9 times 3, which is 27. This is that c squared, so picture a c times c and then times 5 more c's. Well, we're going to add these powers to get c to the 7th. Okay, so we multiply the coefficients in front, we add the powers. We're not evaluating, we're not getting an actual answer. So number 4, let's try to do as little as work as possible. We're not taking stuff out of parentheses and we're not going to write anything out, we're just going to do the rules. So I would multiply the coefficients, -7 times 4 is -28. Then I have x squared times x to the 1st. So that's exactly like what happened on number 2. So we have a power of 2 plus a power of 1, which would be x cubed. And the reason that we can multiply even when these things aren't like terms is because multiplication, everything just touches and multiplies at the same time. So they don't have to be like terms. We're just multiplying what we can and then grouping the unknown multiplication together, if that makes sense. All right, number 5. I'll let you try it. Why don't you pause and try that one? And you could go ahead and try number, we'll wait on 6. Just try 5. Okay, so I'm hoping you remember that a negative times a negative is a positive. 10 times 4 would be 40, and then we're not multiplying, we're actually adding 5 plus 5 to get y to the 10th. That's how many y's are getting multiplied together. Okay, on number 6, we're going to start getting multiple variables. So we've got x and we have y. We're still going to start with 11 times -12, which is -132. My mental math's a little rusty. And then we've got x times an x. So it doesn't say x, that becomes x to the 2nd power because there's one here plus another one here. Okay? And then I don't have any other y's to multiply, I just have the y squared, so it'll just tag along a y squared. So this is really saying -132 times some number squared times some number squared. Okay, and number 7, you could pause it and try it on your own if you want, or I'll talk this one out. This has a leading coefficient of 1. So anytime you don't see a number, it's 1. So this is 1 times -4 is -4. And I'm going to do my rules with my x's. So I got an x squared times an x to the 4th. 2 times 4 would be, or 2 plus 4 would be 6. And then I have another 4 plus 2 would be y to the 6th. Okay, and I'll definitely let you pause and try number 8. Okay, and the answer you should have gotten is 132. You have x squared times y to the 6th. And that's it on product rule. So now you have a Delta math assignment.